Hello buddy and welcome to my channel. I'm assassinghost and we are continuing with our Kotlin basics. And in this video we are going to take a look at the for loop. In the previous video we talked about how to use the while loop and what are the different syntax and how it actually works. But in this video we are going to discuss about the for loops and its three different syntax. So before that, I would like to let you know that this video has been brought to you by Honey. Honey is a free Chrome extension which automatically find and apply coupon codes when you shop online. Stop searching for coupon code in sales, click on the Honey button during checkout and Honey will automatically apply coupon codes to your shopping cart. Just click the link given in the description down below to learn more. Now let's go ahead and start. Go to your IDE, go to source, create a new file, name is something like for. Not the object, just the Kotlin file. Press OK, and just to save some time I'm going to copy this from the hello world. Okay, in the previous tutorial or in the previous video we learned how you can print a number, so for example 1 to 5 using the while loop, but in this we are going to use the for loop. It works a little differently than other programming languages, so you should better pay some attention. Let's go ahead and say something like define a variable marks, or let's go ahead and start something like variable m with the data type int equals to basically 0. So our previous loop, which was the while loop, we did something like x is less than or equals to, let's just say 10. In this case it should be m. As long as m is less than or equal to 10, all you need to do is just print something like println m, and then keep increasing the value of m by 1, which is going to be m plus plus. So basically this was the while loop. Now let's just go ahead and use our for loop. So just go ahead and assign something like for x in 1 to 10, which is equals to, actually the double dot is used to display range. So for example, for x in 1 to 10, just go ahead and println x. This is really so simple. So basically if you go ahead and print it or run it, basically let's go ahead and run it. Okay, so as you can see we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9 10. Let me just go ahead and increase it a little bit so you can see clearly. So we actually don't need to define a variable, which we already see, because you can go ahead and define the variable right here, and this was basically for a while. So I should basically go ahead and comment it out, no problem, or just delete it. We don't need it. Okay, so for loop. For x or the variable which we defined, or whatever variable we need in the range. So in the range from 1 to 10, just go ahead and print x. Just keep printing x as long as it's between 1 to 10 with the println x. It is going to check it's 1, it's going to print it with the println. It's 2, it's still between 1 and 10, it's going to print it. It's 9, it's still between 1 and 10, it's going to print it. It's 10, it's still 1 and 10, so it's going to print it. Now, as we already know, the double dot is used for range. Now what if you want to count backwards? So for example, in this tutorial, in this method, we counted from 1 to 10, which is the ascending order, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 9 10. But what if you want to count from 10 to 1 in the descending order? So all you need to do is add a different variable, which is down to. So basically this is you have to say something like, you have to use the variable down to with something like, let's just say x in 10 down to 1. So something like variable x from 10 to 1 for x in 10 down to 1, and println x. Now let's go ahead and run it. So as you can see, now we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which we wanted, and we wanted it to print something from in a backwards order, in the descending order. Now let's go ahead and use another variable in the same one. It's called step. Sorry, dtep, not dtep, it's step. And for a step you should apply something like, let's just say 2. Now let's discuss what is step. A step is basically if you want to skip some numbers. So for x in 10 down to 1, we want to step with 2, which means it's going to skip the numbers by 2. So for example, it will start with 2, then it will skip 9, and then it will go directly to the second step, which is 8. Then it will go to 8, and instead of printing 7, something like, let's just say it will print 10. Then the next step will be, let's just say 9, but instead of printing 9, it will directly print 8. So basically this is something like first step, and this is like second step. So it will just skip directly to the second step, and you can go ahead and do something like step 3 and run it. It's just going to directly skip to the step 3rd. So for example 10, it will skip the first step, which is 9, and then the second step, which is 8, and it directly went to 7, and then so on and so forth. So now let's just go ahead and revise. The first one is x in 1 to 10. We have already used the range, so basically 2 dots mean the range. And now let's go ahead and use something like x in 10 down to 1. So it's going to run backwards. And now let's go ahead and do something like x in 10 down to 1, but with the step 2. You can also go ahead and do something like x in 10 in 1 to 10 with the step 3. So basically this was the for loop, and these are all the combinations which you can use in your program. And we did some examples. We now know how to do this. And if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check out our sponsor. Be sure to hit the bell icon to receive the latest notifications. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.